How's it poppin', Gamer Pawns? Today I'm joined by Phantom T and a special guest, Mammo DXS. Mammo
Woo!
DXS to discuss Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition. How's it poppin',
Heck
Yeah,
gamers?
yeah.
I love X. I love definitive. I love additions.
I do love when they make editions definitive. It's pretty
Same.
cool.
You know they're always cooking when Monolith Soft drops a re-release, because that means extra content.
That is
True.
actually true. That is true. Xenosaga 1 plus 2.
I was gonna say, what about three? Oh
No,
wait.
it's,
Oh wait. Oh,
yeah,
that's an
that came
actual.
out
That's
before
right. I
3.
forgot. That's an actual game. My bad. My bad. I
Yeah.
thought you were saying the upcoming remaster that they're definitely gonna do.
No, that's
It's
just
not gonna include three.
that's just gonna include 1.
They're
Xenosaga 1.
they're gonna pull a Metroid Prime and just do the first game and
Man,
nothing else.
wow, that would be
That's
so cool of them.
that would be something.
I would be so happy. Wow, that'd be so great.
Imagine jumping straight from Xenosaga 1 into Xenosaga 4.
Saga 4 is gonna happen now.
It will happen.
Definitely.
All right. So,
Xenoblade.
um so I kind of thought we would probably start off talking about just the base game first here, and then we'll get into like spoilers later on. What do you think about that?
Yeah,
Just kind of
sounds
discuss
good
some of
to
the new
me.
stuff.
Yeah, I'm taking quick offhand notes of Chapter 13. So
Oh, I have a lot of notes. I replayed it and took a lot of notes. So, I don't know, I guess we'll start with you, Mamo, the special guest of the hour. I guess what are your thoughts on what the game has done? What is definitive about this edition?
The base game we're talking
Mm-hmm.
still right now.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll
yeah.
talk about the base game, and then we'll jump into spoilers a little later.
Boy, they did a lot. They
Yeah,
changed the art style, and the art is nice. I still don't like Wynn's look,
I
but
yeah,
it's nice.
everyone kind of grew on me, but Gwen is just
Wynn, no, it
he's
just
just
yeah. Everyone
he's
else is mostly good,
yeah
He's
but
mewing.
Wynn is wrong. But the quality of life stuff is good. Being able to add party members anywhere. I'm so glad I don't have to go to the hangar to get Doug
oh
or
my goodness, yeah.
go go somewhere else to get Yelv. I don't remember where he is,
I
but
don't even
it
yeah I
was
don't remember
terrible.
who he is either.
It was terrible, and it was so nice. Every time I went to that party menu, I was like, "Oh, this is
Yeah,
what they should have done 10 years ago. Why didn't they do this 10 years ago?"
yeah,
But no, it's good. I That's the biggest quality of life thing. Like I guess also the repeat arts, whatever it's called,
quick
reuse arts in
yeah
fight
quick
also
cooldown.
peak. Yeah, quick cooldown. That's peak, and the new characters are pretty cool. We love lesbian and writer.
Yeah, Lesbian and
Two
Ryder. Those
characters, lesbian and writer.
yeah. It also another thing about the actually being able to switch party members now is that you can use pet characters now because every time back in the base game I never wanted to use anybody else because it was just like it was such a slog to have to
Yup.
look on Frontier Nav, find where the character hangout was, and then go get them. So that
Yeah.
Yup.
I knew exactly where Elma, Lynn, Gwen, and Irina were, and that's everyone I used in the base game.
I can't remember who my fourth was, and I feel like it was. Oh, it was Hope. Hope was my
Oh
fourth
yeah,
in my original playthrough,
I really like
but
Hope. I really like Hope.
I didn't use anyone else really. I was just like, yep, these are
Yeah.
my three sticking with me, and I don't feel like going around everywhere to get people, so I
Mm-hmm.
didn't.
Yeah, I think my fourth, I don't remember having a fourth in my original playthrough because again, I was silly and going through the story. I think was for the most part Gwyn because I
Mm.
heard I needed to have him at a certain affinity level, and then
Yeah.
but now my fourth kind of just devolved into being Neil Nail.
Same.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
I use Neil Nail. Um.
I used her quite a bit too. She's who I brought to the end with, so like
Yeah. Same.
Same.
queen.
I wish they did more with her. Like I feel like Liesel got quite a big like two
Yup.
missions, but Neil Nail's kind of just there a little bit.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
doesn't. She has like a weird Xenogears like boss, and that's about it.
Yeah.
I was like, this is so Xenogears coded right now. I haven't played Xenogears, but from what I know, it feels very Xenogears.
Very Xenogears esque.
Mm-hmm.
She also did you like how she doxed Celica Sulika's full name and address?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, they're the only two left.
Yeah, no. Well, we'll get to that.
Oh yeah.
We'll talk
Okay.
about that later. But yeah, I think again on Celica, that's just probably the second face that I also don't really like the change very much. I like what they
Yeah.
did with their eyes, but
Hmm.
I don't know. It looks weird with the more translucent like face markings. And
Mm.
Yeah. It's okay. It. I do think the original is better for a few
yeah.
characters, and so probably one of the better ones. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I finally understand how like Xenoblade 1 fans felt seeing all the updated models, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I was too harsh on you guys. I kind of get your pain
Nah.
now.
I'm just saying, Xenoblade One's art style very cool, and I kind of wish they found a different way to, make it modern. But it's fine with what
Hmm.
they did. It's okay. It matches the series, and I respect that.
Yeah, I do feel like the Xenoblade 1 and 2 are a little too plasticky, but
Yeah, yeah, a little bit. This is why three is peak.
yeah, this is why
Do
3 is
you
peak.
prefer
Why don't we
do you
just all play
prefer your
Xenoblade 3?
Xenoblade?
Yeah, let's just stop talking about Xenoblade X and talk about three. Actually,
Let's
my
go.
Well,
favorite character is Mio. I love her so much. She
Mio,
needs some buzz.
you can play as Mio in this game in Xenoblade X. Mio's canon.
True, true.
Yes. So also the new avatar system, it's about the same, and it's still not as good as it could have been. Locking
Yeah.
hairstyles to
Real.
certain models is
Yeah.
weird.
Why did they do that?
I don't
Like,
know.
that makes no sense.
Especially with the remaster. Like, come on, guys. Come
Right.
on. You could have changed that. And like other little nitpicky things is like we could have had a special music toggle. I really wish we did. Like I like We're
True.
Fleegan. I like Don't Worry. Sometimes I just don't want to listen to them.
Same. Yeah, I
um,
got I got very sad at the end of at chapter 12 when I was just doing overdrive on the final boss. I was like, I really want to hear
yeah,
the final boss theme, but now we got We're Fleegan going again, and that's fine.
yeah.
And I'm a little sick of it. It's like the Chains Act theme from 3. It's
It
like,
really
all right,
is. They learned nothing.
true.
I can't remember if one had that problem with the visions. I think the
I don't
visions.
think so.
Yeah, no. At least I don't think the vision theme changed Zanza. At least.
Yeah, I don't think
So
Zanza
It
was
didn't. It
affected.
didn't. If I remember
yeah,
correctly, I'm pretty sure.
you got it right the first time, Takahashi.
Nope. Never again.
Never again. Well, no, they did do it for the final boss, the final boss of chapter 13.
True.
That's also true.
What a cool final boss, I guess.
I
But
guess.
anyway, base game. Base game.
Base game. I'm trying to think of like
Yeah.
what else we could talk about with base game.
Base
Like
game.
the
Yeah,
Hresfelg is very fun.
Hell yeah.
yeah, it's a
Best
very
addition.
nice short-term scale.
Yeah, it's the motion sickness incarnate machine.
Yeah.
I can imagine people with motion sickness not having a good time in first person mode with the Hresfelg, or just third person mode in general. It's
Yeah, it's weird. The first person toggle on the Skell is just really weird in general. I don't know.
yeah, I don't know.
It's cool, but like it's weird.
Yeah, because
to drive around with.
it's not like even a first person mode. It's like a back view of the cockpit. It's kind of weird,
Mhm.
but I don't know. It's fun to play around for like 2 seconds at a time, and then I
Yeah.
lose track of where I'm at and crash into something.
Same. Literally same. Yeah, Frostfeld is
Um,
very cool though.
yeah, the follow ball has been improved.
Kind of.
Yeah,
It still
I
likes
feel
to
like
go through walls.
I feel like I never really had an issue with it in the Wii U version, and everybody was like saying, "Oh, the fall ball is terrible," and I just never had a bad experience with it.
Me
Like,
neither.
it wasn't like perfect, but it wasn't like terrible like some people said it was.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I'll
It was
be
about the
honest.
same for me.
I never used the follow ball in the Wii U version. I like constantly forgot it existed back then.
Well,
But we can thank Tatsu for the improved follow ball. Thank you, Tatsu.
thank you, Tatsu. Please thank Tatsu every day you're alive because he deserves the thanks because everyone is so racist towards him for no reason.
Literally everyone in this game is racist towards the Nopon. It's
He did
crazy.
literally nothing wrong, and everybody just beats him up. And I'm like, no, well, hold on. Just because he's a little silly doesn't mean he's the punching bag, guys.
Okay, I mean, like, yeah, that's true, but like at the same time, I'm not gonna claim Tatsu's my favorite Nopon anytime soon.
No,
Favorite,
but
no, but I think Tatsu's overhated. Guys, hot
I
take.
big agree.
Hashtag overhated. I wish that Tatsu was a little more prominent. I wish he had like a character arc, but he's
Same.
he's he's
He's your
fine.
comic relief, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
He's just a guy.
He,
He kind of disappears during chapter 13.
yeah. Um. Also, Tora is there too. His iconic rival, Tora.
Yeah, Tora.
Yeah.
Xenoblade X has Tora and Tatsu.
Yeah, no. Well, Xenoblade One had Tatsu. Xenoblade X had Tora. Um. I don't think Xenoblade Two had a Riku though.
I
No.
don't remember. I don't think so. I think that would have really stuck out. A Nopon named Riku would have been like, okay, why is this? I don't know, that doesn't feel right.
Can't help but notice that you just said Nopon.
Nopon,
Are you
Nopon.
British?
I'm British. Disgusting. I have my beans on the toast on the side here
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now. I'm eating it. I love my Nopon.
You're feeling full of beans.
Hell yeah.
There is a character though that we'll get to a little later on that does say Nopon in this game. That's not one of
True.
the token British Clurians. So
All right. I guess other than that, gosh, I feel like level XP or class XP is so much better to get.
yeah, they
Affinity especially.
Affinity. Oh, he's so. Oh, God. I got to Lao 5 hearts in like 20 minutes of grinding
Yeah.
Affinity from 3 hearts. I was like, this is perfect. This is what I needed 10 years ago.
yeah, and they actually let you do the support missions now.
Yeah, thank goodness.
That was always such a very weird thing about the original release. Was it the North American version just locks the mission specifically made to grind until you beat chapter 12.
So weird.
But yeah,
Yeah.
being able to not spend like 5 hours grinding Affinity in Class XP is pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. Also, being able to respec your BP, that was also a very very nice
Oh.
addition.
It's so good.
Yeah, I probably should have done that during 13, but nah.
Nah, it's fine.
Wait, who did you end up as, PT? What class were you at the end?
At the very end, I was a full metal Jaguar.
Wow, me too.
Everyone, this is the Full Metal Jaguar sweep. Everyone,
Hell yeah. It's the best class.
it is the best class. It's my favorite. It's
I love
also
Overdrive.
yeah, it's like the easiest one to get Infinite Overdrive with. It's a nice
Yeah.
tutorial. Nice tutorial class.
Which is kind of funny considering I did the entire game as a duelist, pretty much. And it only wasn't until I saw Mr. NL's funny video on how to do Infinite Overdrive that I was like, oh, I should probably go into Full Metal Jaguar and learn those arts.
Bruh.
Yeah, I mean technically Duelist and Full Metal Jaguar is like the meta. Dual guns and longsword is like I think the what everyone uses.
Okay. Yeah. And then you got to go back to Drifter so you can use
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I never thought of it that way. I guess I just kind of always thought that you always had to be the level 3 class.
I'm actually not entirely sure, but I know Drifter does give you 5 skill slots.
Oh, that's also true. Yeah, I kind of was a little frustrated with skill slots still.
Why?
I just feel like, I have so many good skills, but not too many slots.
That's why you go back to Drifter.
True.
Okay. Other things are let me see here. What other funny things that they add? Well, I mean, first of all, the what has the frame rate improved from the Wii U version? I think it has.
There is
Hey.
still kind of rough in spots, though.
Yeah, I don't,
It was
Yeah.
still a little rough. where's the 60 frames per second patch?
It's
You know,
coming
on
coming
Nintendo
soon to a
Switch 2.
Switch 2 near you, everybody.
Oh yeah, hell yeah! Who's gonna give me $500?
600 actually.
Oh, you're right. 700 actually.
It's actually I think they said it's gonna be like 800. Anyway,
I need a bigger wallet.
I need a bigger wallet.
guys, I'm going to go out. The channel's canceled. I'm going out. I'm planning data probes. That's my new life now.
Yo, I
Frontier
don't know. That'd be
Nav.
kind of sick.
Yeah, it actually would. Just mining Moranium, the miracle resource, to
Hell
pay
yeah.
for my Switch 2 debt.
Worth it.
I think it would be, yeah.
Let's see here. No, I guess to kind of maybe put a pin on the base game. Like I feel like as somebody who started off playing the Wii U original and kind of being one of those people that was like that didn't really get it at first. Not in the way that other people like you guys got the game, like understood it. I think
Mhm.
I definitely have a better appreciation for X and it wanting you to do the side content because I suppose even if you really don't do the quests, I feel like the game really kind of inherently suggests that you do the affinity missions.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you do at least the affinity missions, then the experience feels more complete.
Yeah.
And I feel like you're not really missing out on much of anything else now. Do you still miss out on things like the legendary sword of legendariness? Yes. But other than that, I feel like at minimum, as from you at home, if you have not played X yet, and you want to, definitely play the affinity missions because you will make friends and friends are good.
It's so ironic hearing you say that,
Yeah.
PT, considering a few years ago we were telling you this and you're like, oh, I don't need to do side stuff. That's not required. And here
That's
you are.
because that's because I have changed and grown as a person,
We love the
and
character
we do
art.
love that. You love to see
and
it.
to be fair, I had that game on alone, and I was trying to get it back to them as soon as possible.
You had that loan for like 2 years.
Yeah.
But now, guys, PT was just really excited to get to Xenoblade 2.
You do. Wow. Yeah.
Everyone knows Xenoblade 2, greater than Xenoblade X.
Yeah. Right. Yes. Of
This is
course.
just a fact,
We all...
guys.
Yeah. We all agree on that.
We-
Of course.
I think everyone can agree. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess I did also borrow Xenoblade 2, but then I bought it later. I have it now. I purchased it with my cool tickets with Tears of the Kingdom.
Yep. Say goodbye to the voucher tickets, by the way.
Oh God,
Yeah.
I miss those.
I don't know. Any other thoughts on the base game, fellas?
It's based. Kiwi Lost is still the best final boss theme in the series.
So good.
Mhm.
Great music. Uncontrollable goes hard. Elma is the wife. Murderous can tie me. Is great.
Yeah.
I just met her. I'm excited to see what you guys are talking about because right now she's kind of a bitch.
That's the best part.
Oh no! All right, I get it. She's for those people.
You can't judge a book by its cover. You can't judge a character before you finish their full arc. Bose.
Okay.
Guys,
No.
you gotta see his arc through to the end.
I did on the Wii U version, and I still didn't like him. But
He becomes not racist.
I don't remember the specifics, so I can't argue it. But I just remember still feeling pretty yucky about him by the end.
he's a changed man. What Jinzi's trying to what? Jinzi's trying to cancel Bose Lowe's.
Man, good. Get rid. I mean, yeah.
He's my least favorite character, but
All right, good. I was like, I
mean-
don't know if you're
I
asking
mean-
Bose. Stan. I
I'm
mean,
not. Wouldn't call myself a Bose stan. I'm just saying. Oh, hashtag overhated.
fair.
Oh, hold on. We almost forgot to mention. We can actually read things now in
Yeah.
definitive
True.
edition.
The font size is bigger. We love that.
Yeah, no, there's so many. I realized there was like a lot of names actually in this game that I've been like reading wrong the whole time. Like the little bird guys that kind of look vaguely Tyrkin-esque. I always used to call them Salats, but they're actually Sultats. And I was like, wow, legibility.
Yeah, and the tutorials are better too. So
Yeah,
it's,
having the overdrive thing in the corner of the screen is very handy.
God, that is so nice. I
Oh,
can't believe
yeah,
they didn't
that
put it in
is
the
so nice.
original.
Yeah, as well as the point attack, the training dummy mode, also very nice to have. It's
True. I
kind of
did that
practice.
once and I was like, that's neat. I'll come back to this later. I never came back to it, but it's cool. I'm glad it's there.
Yeah, it's a very nice, because especially I mean this game really needs it. You know, the combat in this game is very deep, so it's just nice to have a way to experiment, and also the ability to target specific appendages easier is a godsend. Literally changes the entire game if you actually target appendages. Literally makes it 10 times
yeah.
easier.
Yeah, I barely did it in the
Right.
Wii U version. Like I was like, oh, that's cool. Never really did it.
Yeah, I
Like,
never.
I don't really get it.
Yeah, I never got it in the Wii U version, and it's also, I mean, it's kind of difficult because it doesn't. The cursor in the Wii U version just kind of locked on to the closest one, and you had to specifically press the lock on button. But, you know, that meant you had to actually walk around and try and get the thing to target what you wanted to hit, and I always felt it was kind of a drag, so I never did it.
Yeah, and there's also something to be said about yeah, I think it's kind of a little underwhelming that I waited all this time to finally experience X Online only to discover that there's not really much to it.
Yeah, I mean,
A little bit.
I do wish
Well,
there
I
was
mean,
a little
like,
bit more.
Yeah, same.
yeah, you kill things and you kill things and you collect materials.
I like the passive online, the squads. I think the
Yeah,
squads
yeah.
are very cool.
Squad missions
But
are
then
awesome.
like doing missions is pretty underwhelming. It's just like, okay, we can just go fight this thing. All
Yeah.
right, that's about it.
Yeah,
But
it's,
the squad system is very cool.
Yeah, I do like that.
I think if you were allowed to do the time attack missions multiplayer, that would be really fun.
Yeah.
Instead of just killing the like mooks, you can actually like take on bosses with your friends, which is only
Right,
something
right,
you really get with the raid bosses.
Mhm.
I wish you could take on the blue and green quests together, like maybe help somebody else complete the game.
True.
Yeah, that'd be nice too. But we can't have that now, can we?
No. Yeah, especially chapter 13. Once we get to that, I have something I want to say.
Well, I think it's about time we got to that. Yeah, I think we talked about just about everything. It's time to get into
Yeah.
the meat and potatoes of this definitive edition. So,
Hell yeah.
full on spoilers for the entire series, guys. Everybody, we're getting into the deep end now.
Real.
Hell yeah.
So, Mr. Phantom T, what is it? Stand up. What is it that you wish to say?
Monolith Soft, I want to say fuck you for taking away the scout terminal in chapter 13. I hate you. How dare you stop me from breaking the game in half with my friends?
Real.
I didn't even know they did that.
Yeah,
But
no,
I guess that makes sense.
they got rid of the scout terminal and L's shop, so you can't like increase augment slots on your gear.
Oh, whack. Yeah, they did. Yeah, I just realized that. I'm like, oh yeah, they totally did get rid of that.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm just like, no, like, oh no, I'm struggling. You know what? I want to finish the game in time for this video. I should just go and hire Mew, and she can kill everything for me. And then I go into the White Whale 2, only to see
Amazing
it's not
name, by the way.
there. Oh yeah, I have that in my notes here. The White Whale 2.
White Whale 2, everybody.
What a name. What a name.
It is kind of funny though. Elma's final Affinity mission, she does make mention of maybe one day we can leave the planet on a new white whale.
Okay, well, you know what,
They
Elmo?
really like that line, apparently. So we
uh,
leave the planet. What do we think about leaving everything behind?
I hate
well, I
it
wanted to
so much.
actually
Oh
start off with the ghosts.
yeah.
Yeah, like so, I was kind of like panicking, going like, the ghosts. I've been hearing these things hyped up within the community. Who are they? What do they do? And they pop out, and Elmo's like, "Oh look, a ghost!" And I'm like, "Oh shit, did I miss a quest in which we
Nope.
we learn of these things?" No, Elmo just, I mean, thankfully, yeah, they do explain it later, but it's like Elmo knows what these are.
So, yeah.
I feel like, yeah, the
Li-
ghosts were kind of used in the marketing for Definitive Edition.
as far as I know, the ghosts were only ever mentioned within the art book and the lyrics to Black Tar. Never else in the original game. And that brings me to another point I had about the chapter 13 is that it feels very disconnected from the
Very.
base game. I mean, Elma everything we know about Elma from the base game suggested that she did not know what the ganglion were as far as I am aware. Like
Mhm.
and they did nobody knew what the ghosts were. They were always ever just referred to as the alien forces until we learned the name of the ganglion. Um, but then in chapter 13, it like just makes it out like, oh yeah, so I knew about these things the whole time. By the
Right,
way,
it makes no sense. Why
Oh
did?
yeah, because they do kind of say like they messed up Elma's homeworld,
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and
It's like,
then
oh
she
yeah, the
just doesn't
ghosts. Of
know.
course, I know them. It's like, why didn't you
yeah,
tell us this
Oh,
like
you meant
20
those
years ago,
guys.
Elmo?
Yeah, those are the aliens you're talking about. Yeah, okay.
yeah. No, it just feels like she hid a lot of information to herself, unnecessarily so,
Yeah.
which is just weird and kind of out of character. I mean, I guess you could try and rationalize it, but I just don't think it makes sense, especially for a character as rational as Elma.
Right. It makes zero sense. And Takahashi's like, just go with it, guys. I don't know. The entire epilogue just feels really weird. It
Yeah,
feels very not X at all. It feels
Xenoblade 3.
rushed
It
and
does feel
also not
rushed.
rushed. It feels very padded out at times. Only like
Hmm.
the first 70% is like I feels like it's just fetch quests. Like going
Yeah,
back and forth between places. I'm like, this is not what I wanted.
Act 2 is just you talk to Omomo, you fight a ghost, you talk to the other guy, and you go and collect genetic data, and you go
It's
talk to him again. It's like, what are we doing here? Like the entire story is just flashbacks between us
right.
going around and pressing the A button. Like I don't know.
Yeah. I felt like that part act two where we're just going around collecting things. I feel like that should have been a side quest.
It yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like all of Act Two should have been. I mean, like I don't know.
Oh
Like
yeah.
I liked the emotional like
Mm-hmm.
weight of Omomo and everything, but like it just felt so. And it's good to address it, but it was just so minor. I feel like compared to what we wanted to see or what we needed to see in this situation. Like
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, Omomo, you guys mean Coco, right? Because that's literally just Coco's model.
True.
Literally wholesale. They just don't even do.
Yeah, I feel
That-
like a lot of the production value went into the cutscenes. Like
It did, and the cutscenes rocked.
they
They were
do,
so good in
they
the
really
epilogue. They were
do.
so good.
yeah.
And it's
And also the cool visual novel CGs.
Yeah.
I do really like the
Hell yeah.
CGs. That was something I really
Same.
liked about Xenoblade 3, and they're cool here too. Very good art. I think I spotted
I hope they
Choco doing one of them.
Cho- Choco.
Choco, the like one of the main designers for the series.
Oh, oh, oh,
Uh,
oh, oh, oh.
Yeah,
for
the
some reason,
one.
I thought you were referring to somebody else. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
like the one where
We're
she's
big fans.
where Elma's like on top of the Ares in her flashback.
Mm-hmm.
It looks very much so like Choco's art to me. He did the art for like a lot of the mechs in the series and like the Ouroboros forms.
Yeah,
and Cosmos, of course.
of course, of course.
Of course, of course.
A quick,
Uh,
quick question, just real. I just want to get your
mhm,
guys' opinions on this, just real
Yeah,
quick. Do
mhm.
you feel like when they were making Elma in 2015 or like 2014, whatever, they were trying to make her the next Cosmos?
they were
Cosmos?
a hundred,
Okay,
a
okay.
hundred percent, 1,000%.
Okay, I
She's
was just talking about
yeah.
this with my friend yesterday. I was like, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure they just wanted Elma to be the next Cosmos." He's like, "I don't know. I don't think so." I'm like, "Okay, man, whatever." But
Yeah, no, no, that I'm pretty sure that is what they were going for real.
yeah,
She
she
even has
looks
like
like a
the
lot like her.
yeah, and their like mem form kind of has the Telos color scheme going on.
True, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
I have very very limited knowledge of Cosmos as a character, so I can't
Same.
really weigh in as to like I kind of saw it when you guys were telling me about it way back in when I played it for the first time
mhm.
on Wii U, but then but now I'm just kind of like it's hard for me to say without knowing more about Cosmos.
Someday I'll play Xenosaga when they
Someday,
put it.
fellas. I really want to get back to playing Xenogears so I can get to Xenosaga
Speaking
Someday I'll play
of
Xenogears.
someday.
speaking of characters doing things, the prodigal hero returns.
Yeah, that was one of the bigger mysteries of the original game. Who was the Black Knight? Who was the hero? You know, where did he go? And I think in terms of that, we got a pretty satisfying answer. I like what they did with this. I
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I really like Alois. Alois
Me
Bernhold.
too. I'm a
He's
big fan of him, honestly.
I really like
Oh,
him. Never once mentioned in the base game, other than
Nope.
a couple of almost mentions, but Liesel mentions him, and that's it until you get to chapter
Yeah,
13, and everyone knows him.
I
Everyone remembers him.
that is another reason why like I feel the epilogue is so like
Disconnected.
disconnected from the
Yeah.
base game. It's ridiculous, but yeah, no, that I mean I get why they couldn't do that, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, I still liked him a lot. I thought he was gonna turn into a. I thought he was gonna be another shapeshifter guy where he's evil and he
I
betrays you, but good
yeah.
guy.
I did get kind
I
of
like that.
secret villain vibes at first.
Yeah, or like possessed by Void, being like,
Oh
oh
yeah.
well, I combined with Void in the
Yeah.
multiverse, so I'm partially evil. I get him. We're besties, and I was expecting that.
Mm-hmm.
And no, he was just a good dude. He just knows everything. He played
Yeah.
Xenoblade in his little,
He
you know,
he did play Xenoblade.
multiverse pocket dimension.
He
He
literally
Alois
loves,
Burnhole and the Multiverse of Madness.
he,
yeah,
he literally
he
played
loves Shoal.
Xenoblade, and that's why he says Napon. That's my
True,
headcanon. It's totally
true.
not
And then
because the localizers want to make it more congruent with the rest of the series. It's just he really likes the Xenoblade series.
yeah, he just loves Xenoblade. He thinks Xenoblade 1 is his favorite.
Yeah,
I believe that.
I would.
I can't wait for Xenoblade 4 where he shows up again and he's talking to the main character and the main character's name
Mm.
is Judas and
Oh yeah.
Judas says, "Wow, I have a crush on this girl." And then Alois is going to look at the camera and says, "This reminds me of Fei Fong Wong," and smile because he also played
Real,
Xenogears in the
real.
multiverse.
It
It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
really will. Um, Elma quotes Revelations 13
Yeah.
in this
She loves
episode.
the Bible.
She does love the
You mean like
Bible.
Noah's Ark?
From the Bible?
From the...
I love it when Gwen said that. I was like, "Bro, come on."
That's very big. You mean the time stones energy? Without the time stones? Yeah.
Very fun.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't want to harp on this point too much, but I it's not like uh, it's how do I put this? Like, I was very nervous as to because like I feel like they route. I'm talking in circles. I'm sorry. I feel like they kind of wrote Elma in a way that you kind of get to know the character and bond with her over the course of the original story. But I feel like Alois's introduction, like his, would have kind of uprooted some of that, in
Yeah.
a way, and I
Mm.
was very afraid that was gonna be a thing, but then it's just that everybody loves him and respects him, and I'm
Yeah,
glad that they took that approach.
I was kind of afraid that he would be like the new guy. You know, everyone loves this guy now, and that's all we talk about. But I think he was pretty reasonably handled the story.
Yeah,
I
I
agree.
like how he respects you, and he's like, I gotta know if you have the sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, Elma has canonically read the Bible. That's cool.
Hmm.
Now let's see here. Alois is also the only live human being.
True.
Yeah, that's it's crazy
Everybody
to
else
think
is
about.
robots. Yeah. Uh, and Elma. I guess Elma is also the only other, or no, the Manon.
Well, yeah, I
I'm
mean, if we
silly.
talk about the xenoforms, and there's a lot of them.
Yeah,
There's a
there's
lot.
lives. Yeah, it's just all the humans. He's the only live human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sad. Oh yeah, that's also a very other another thing that I kind of was a little my ADHD kicked in. Like people were like, "Oh, the life hold was a relay this whole time. It was a router connecting our consciousness to our bodies."
Yeah. It was not in fact something about this planet.
Yeah. The planet was
Why?
nothing.
And we just left it.
We just left it. Yeah, the entire epilogue just completely uproots all of the themes and of Xenoblade X, in my opinion, and
Yeah.
I do not like that at all.
I hate it. PT, what do you think?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, because again, having played through it again for this is my second playthrough of X ever, for the record. Those of you at home, so I haven't really like gone back and studied the story nearly as much as other Xeno games.
Mm-hmm.
And from what I understand, the themes of X are like, new like a newfound home. Like home is where you make it, not a place.
Yeah.
So in a sense, I feel like it does kind of continue that because I feel like at least chapter 13, I feel like at least they didn't do it as well as they could have, but I feel like they kind of also continued the theme of like we are like we're a family, we're where home is and not
Yeah.
some place. But then they kind of also kind of focus on the fact that, oh, Mira was our home and now we're leaving it again
I mean,
after we just lost Earth.
I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I think and like humanity was gonna rebuild themselves on here, but I feel like now they just kind of done it again. Mira ended up being Earth too.
Pretty much.
um
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, and
Like
now
we're just back
now
to the
they're gonna do
start.
this, yeah, one more time, third time's the charm.
Third time's the
I don't
charm.
know. I hate it.
I
uh, yeah,
that
and so I do agree with you guys that I'm sad that Mira has had that fantastical mystery to it. It turns out like what Mira was a pocket dimension or an alternate universe or something.
it was an alternate universe from Earth's, and I mean, there's still a mysterious stuff going on with the planet. It's just that we ignore all
Uh,
those now, and
Exactly.
we were just gonna
oh
move
We'll
yeah,
on
never see
from
it
it.
again.
yeah, we'll never see it again. So I
Yeah.
think I was talking with Mew last night about how Telethia is just kind of there.
I
Yeah.
I saw someone say it's the one from Future Connected, and I'm like, okay, but like, I don't know. It's
If
still
you guys
just
just put
so
a rift up
too
there,
unexplained for me.
if you guys just put a rift somewhere around there, then that would have been cool. And then you could have said the tainted are fog beasts actually.
Could have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just really upset that we're like Mirror is such like a cool world, my second favorite Xenoblade world, and like now we're never going back, and it feels like everything we did in the base game was all for nothing. Like we surveyed this planet, we set up base and everything, and we were
Yeah.
getting ideas of the world, and it's just like in the epilogue they're like, nah, that was all pointless. And so after I beat the epilogue, I couldn't go back to the base game. I was like, I don't want to play this anymore. I feel so demotivated or
Yeah.
unmotivated to do anything.
All of your hard work means nothing in the end.
It
It
sucks.
sucks.
Because Mira was the primary focus. The whole point was to get to learn about this world, and by doing the side quests, you would get more and more mysteries, more intrigue. You
Mhm.
would a lot of the fun of it was to speculate, and I didn't want them to
Answer
explain
everything.
answer everything. I always thought that it was fun to have some mysteries still, but especially if you're going to just say the whole planet's gone now. I think you should have at least explained a good portion of some of the most burning mysteries, like why does it translate everyone? Why how did we get here
Yeah.
in the first place? Because that's something that they maybe retconned, I guess, because in the short stories for Xenoblade X, Forging Blade. Now, granted, this is supplementary material, so I'm fine with it being retconned ish to an extent because again, it wasn't from the game, but it was said that Mira literally just appeared in front of them as the white whale was crashing. Nobody saw it before that moment, and it was not found on any star chart. Now that's another line that I want to address later
Mhm.
because my other point is so the whole universe disappeared. The whole universe exploded. Okay.
Mhm.
So how did you go 2 years without noticing that you were a whole different universe? Apparently, just surely there would have been signs, right?
Hmm. I mean, I guess you would need like points of reference
Well,
to figure out where you are in the
yeah,
universe.
and they talk about having star charts and everything. So like, surely
Oh, that's
they
true.
talk about how Mirik isn't found on any. So surely that must mean that you have them, and you would be able to know
True.
where you were in the universe. Like, come on.
Yeah.
That's very true. I didn't even think of. Oh my god.
But no,
That's
they were just
funny.
like, actually, Earth didn't just blow up. The whole universe did. And when it did,
Oh,
we somehow entered another universe.
yeah, they said something about like the explosion caused enough energy for them
Yeah.
to just jump away.
Yeah, into a whole different universe, which is very
Okay.
unnecessary, I feel.
Yeah.
Did not need to do this.
Mira as like a weird, like pocket dimension sort of thing. That was always fine
Yeah.
with me. Because it's like you flee, and then some weird thing about Mira pulls you in.
Hmm.
And that was cool.
Yeah.
But now it's like, okay, well, so we just went to this dimension somehow. When because of the energy, I guess. And I don't really, I just don't know. Like,
Oh yeah.
what is up with Mira? Why are there so many mysterious ruins?
Oh yeah. Now that also leads me to think about like how is it that there's a bunch of like technology from different races on this planet that
Exactly.
presumably haven't been here before?
Yeah, no, because
Or like, yeah.
that is,
Unless hopping dimensions is a regular thing for the Samarians and the Corellians or whatever.
I guess for the Samarians it would be because that was always
Yeah.
part of their backstory. But even with the new stuff, even with Neil's quest, she talks about how the tech, a lot of the ancient ruins found on Mira, was Clurian tech.
Mm.
And how would that be if Mira wasn't in the same universe at all? Like I just
Yeah.
why would
That
that?
makes no
Why would?
sense.
Yeah, I don't. I just don't know. I don't know what to think.
Thanks, Takahashi.
Thank you, Takahashi.
Well, it's not like any of it matters anymore.
Yeah, no.
True.
Every race that we knew from Xenoblade X, this is the last of them. The whole universe is gone. Lol.
Oh yeah, that's also true.
Lamau.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I mean, yeah, and then the Koreans, they honestly were kind of having a bit of an interesting. I kind of like the little lore we got about them.
Yeah.
Like Neil Nail's a clone.
Yeah, they're all like clone
That
people.
Yeah, Celica's a servant girl now, and uh, what's it? Yeah, I like Neil Neil. She's quirky. She
he's
also really
quirky.
likes you.
She does really like
Quirky
the
white
player.
woman.
The quirked up British white woman from outer space.
Yeah, the dream come true, really.
Yeah. Literal colonizer spreading her faith to other
Oh,
planets.
true. Yeah, we hate that.
It's just like what we always wanted.
I mean, we're a bunch of Californians on another planet, so take that as you will.
um,
What's it? And then now I think it's time we kind of get to the whole point of the story, which is fighting our big bad guy, Void.
yeah, Void.
Guys, do we like Void?
No,
No.
Void.
No.
I get what they were doing with Void. He is in if they gave the time, if this was a full game, I think they could have done something pretty interesting with him.
I agree.
He
And
is. Oh, sorry. Go on.
I was gonna say he reminds me of like Zanza and Z put together.
He
Like,
he is the exact opposite of Z. He is like the
yeah,
antithesis of Z, and I think that is a really interesting parallel to make.
it is very cool, but
But
they just rush it so much. They
mm-hmm,
never really like they. I see what they were trying to go for, but they did not give it enough time. They needed a
no,
full game for this, and they're just like, yeah, let's just rush it. Who cares?
yeah,
We just care about getting our X characters
yeah.
in the
We
Xenoblade
just need to get to
series.
We just need to get the X characters in before Xenoblade 4 releases. Come on, guys,
Literally.
let's figure it out. Another thing that I've noticed about Void though, and Alois to an extent, both of them, I found that they both, especially with the purple conduit that Void used, I found that the two of them had a kind of interesting parallel to Malos and Rex in a way that Void is a very like logical kind of being, and Alois, he's a very loving, kind, compassionate person. They even mention a couple times like their roles in the world, and I just thought that was a very interesting little parallel to like Rex and Malos. I don't know.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I didn't think of that.
Yeah, I'm something of a literary analyst.
You're Giga Brain.
It's true. It's true. I don't want to brag, but it's true.
Yeah, again, I hope to speak for. I am the Lorax. I speak for the laymen that didn't quite super comprehend this Rush story. And I think how I can summarize Void as a character is everything is pointless and meaningless. No, you're pointless and meaningless.
I,
What? No.
that is my favorite thing, though, is that like it is fun to see because this is a very kind of archetypical villain you see in a lot of especially RPGs like JRPGs, and it's just funny because these are like actual humans. Like these aren't like fantasy people or whatever. And Aloysius is just like, dude, you're stupid. You're actually just shut up. Like
Yeah.
it's funny to see normal people reacting to this kind of thing. I will say.
I love that. That's why we love Al.
Yeah, we do. Oh, he's so cool. I like
You
him
know,
a lot.
even though he's a bit of a Karen with his pizza, but it's
He,
fine.
yeah. PT, did you play that?
Huh?
Did you play the second? You didn't.
I did not.
You got to play a second Affinity mission.
Oh
It's something.
shit.
I'm like, okay, man, let's chill out. It's fine.
Dude is
It's not that big of a
crazy
deal.
about his pizza.
He's a homie now.
He hates vegans or vegetarians
He
as
did.
well.
Let's go.
Bruh.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Did you
Yeah.
guys- Did you guys like the final area?
No.
Kind of.
That shit sucked.
It looked pretty.
I was not a fan.
It
was
looked
very
pretty.
very
Yeah,
pretty. Love
okay,
the
yeah.
music, very pretty, but
Very good music.
I did not like. It felt like a dungeon from Xenoblade 2, and I did not like the dungeons in Xenoblade 2. I was like, I really don't like this, but I was also very underleveled. But like, oh man, I was
You want to know what that
having no
was?
fun.
Yeah,
That was
it
the
wasn't
Great
great.
Maze from Subspace Emissary.
No, Great Maze is way better. Don't you dare slander Great Maze like that. Great Maze has its issues, but no, no.
I know, like, no, trust me. As a brawl enjoyer, I love the Great Maze. It's just, it kind of felt like that. That's what
Yeah.
that felt like
Reminded
to
me
me.
of Final Fantasy VI more than anything. I was like, wow, this is very Final
You gotta go and
Hmm.
find all your friends.
Exactly. And I was like, that's neat, but I hate this place. I hate Traverse.
Yeah.
I hate the enemies.
Sorry, Elv. I didn't
I
pick you
Bro.
up.
get like half of them, so
I got them all, but it was not fun. I'll say
yeah.
that.
You didn't get all the spears either, I heard.
Nope, I only got 3 of them. I was like,
Really?
that's it, I'm good.
Well, I didn't know this. You didn't get all of them. How was that final boss for you then?
Rough because I was also very underleveled and
Oh my
I kept
goodness.
running against the time limit and it was rough, but I did it after like 6 or 7 tries.
Yeah. Everyone, make sure you have level 50 at least skills before
Yeah,
attempting
do
chapter
not do
13.
not start chapter 13 if you do not have level 50 skills.
But if you
My,
do have level 30 skills, you can do it. I'm just saying, I'm
Yeah.
living proof that you can do it. But it's rough.
I relied on the mercy of online reward items.
Well, because I tested this out. If you hire a blade and you go into Volataris with them, they will stay. They will
Oh,
stay with
cool.
you, but obviously you can't recruit after that. So if you lose them,
Yeah.
they're gone.
So like if they die?
No, like if you release them or your time runs up.
Oh, okay, cool. Awesome.
Another thing I
I think I'll
noticed,
do that next time I play it.
because another thing I noticed is the fast travel points all remain open. So I wonder if it's possible to like hella sequence break somehow.
Ooh,
I think that would be
that's
interesting.
nice. Yeah.
We'll
Um,
have to
Yeah,
wait for
like
GDQ Xenoblade X.
yeah.
yeah. Yeah,
um, yeah.
another thing I noticed, there's no prone. There's only
Yeah.
one. There's two members of the Ganglion race in Voltaris, the Marnukes and the Milisatis, which is just kind of weird. I don't know. That was a weird little thing. Like Void talked about. No, he's gonna take all of the Ganglion with him to
Mhm.
like the new universe, but you don't
That's
really see
true.
that. You just kind of see him hanging around on floating islands, and that's it.
Yeah.
There's really not much to those islands at all. Not really much to explore.
Yeah, and you have to look for the little crevices to find things. And I don't know, I was just
Uh,
done. I
the
was like, I
caves.
don't.
Caves
The
are
caves are
awful.
so awful. I did shadow walk for most of the things as well. I was like,
Yeah.
let's do shadow walk. I don't want to fight these guys. They're like 5 levels above me. I'm not doing this today.
Right. Oh yeah, so speaking of things we don't like, I'm sorry, Mr. Van Dam voice. I know you're doing your
Oh.
job.
Ugh.
Oh,
But
oh,
this is not it.
it's so bad.
I do not know why they did not get Vandam's original voice back, but you
They
could
got
have
everyone else.
done a better sound alike. I'm sorry.
I think Nagi was different too, right? Or is it?
It
Or
did.
did his voice just get deeper? I
His
don't
voice sounds different, but I should have looked at the credits, but
Yeah,
I did
same.
not.
I was thinking that earlier today.
I do not know specifically if they changed it or not. Um,
Yeah.
a lot of a lot of the characters' voices, even though people reprising their roles, obviously it's been a while, but
Mhm.
I feel like also it must be the new directors, but they just did not get the proper cadences with a lot of these
Yeah.
characters. Like
I
even
do.
yeah,
I do agree that the new whoever the new voice director is was not doing things right because why did they change the pronunciation of Silvalum
so,
in the
yeah,
epilogue?
they call it what
That
they
threw
say
me off so much.
Sylvalum.
Silvalum. I was like,
Yeah.
no, it's no. They've been saying it's Silvalum the entire game. You can't just change it now.
It's so weird.
Why?
Very weird. But yeah, like even
It's so
Elma,
Um,
a lot of the ways she
oh yeah.
enunciates her words
Mm-hmm.
kind of different. And it's just like it wasn't like this. I don't remember it being like this in Xenoblade 2. I think
She
you
doesn't
got
sound as punchy.
yeah. Yeah. That's a good way to put it. They also didn't animate her face in the true form.
Yeah.
I still haven't seen that. You told me about that. I was like, that's weird. Why would they not do that?
Yeah,
Because I feel like a lot of people would play that version, but
Yeah, I didn't show you the screenshots. I actually send them to you right now.
I think you might have sent me it, but I don't think. Or maybe you
Editor.
didn't. I don't know.
Toss that up.
I will actually put that up on screen because that is a very bizarre thing. If you just Emma, if you look in the DMs, you can just scroll up a little bit and it's there.
Okay, hold on. Okay, let's see. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I do remember that, but I don't know. I like seeing it in action. I want to see like a clip of it,
Yeah, that's fair.
but
It's
yeah,
just
I don't know.
they clearly didn't put as much effort in animating her true form as they did her mim form, and
Mhm.
I really don't know why. Like,
Same.
it's so weird.
Yeah, maybe they just think of Elma as a character. She's just the Mimiasome form, and the true form is just the special end game bonus.
I mean,
Guys, I have the real answer.
yeah.
Lazy game developers. They're so
Lazy,
lazy. They're so
lazy.
lazy, so awful. I could do their job better.
Yeah, they should hire me. I have
Hire
no
me,
experience.
Monolith.
Monolith Soft, please hire us. Please hire us.
Yeah. Uh. Oh yeah, and then I guess that just kind of avoid as a boss fight. Like I hate those stupid Familive things. I feel like they just make it harder to focus on the spears and himself.
Hmm. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
I like Ares Prime though. That was fun.
Ares Prime was very
Yeah.
fun to
That was
use.
good.
But as far as that, I think that kind of oh yeah, the lore, the conduit lore. Now there's multiversal alternate conduits. I always thought of it as a singular existence, but I guess not.
Saurians made the conduits.
Oh
Did
what?
they-
I didn't
I
catch
don't think
that.
that's true. That's the theory.
It's my theory. I don't know.
Theory.
Oh.
They used them. That's all we know.
They used, and like I said, it's purple. The lighting at least
Yeah.
makes it look
What
purple.
if
And
it was purple?
so that's another thing that really caught me off guard too. Is like, so they're going with conduit now. So is the conduit different from the Zohar, or do they just want to use the name conduit going forward? And that's
I-
I should have
Did they use Zohar in any of the other Blade games?
no,
No.
they did not.
Okay,
Only
then,
the
yeah,
shape.
No, I think they're just sticking to conduit.
Yeah, sticking with what they already have.
Just so
That
they
makes sense.
don't piss off Square Enix.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably, yeah. Um,
But I
Another-
think
Blade 4.
oh yeah, the ending.
yeah. So
They make the jump.
there was one thing that I specifically didn't want the game to do, and that was everyone leave Mira. And so
Wow, same.
so when I got to the epilogue and they started talking about a second Project Exodus, I was like, okay, they're not gonna really go through with that though, or, so it's fine. It's fine, right? What I thought they were gonna do, and what I honestly think they should have done, is just anime bullshit. Find a way, the universe is gonna explode. We save it. We save the universe. I don't care.
Hell yeah.
Awaken the conduit from within Mira or something,
Yeah.
and save the universe. I think that it is for the game itself. It is very silly. Elma is a character that has experienced so much loss. She lost her planet. She came to Earth, lost Earth. She lost her one of her closest friends, Alois. She lost so much, and it's like, okay, but this time we're gonna not do that, right? We're gonna fight back, even though it's hopeless. We're gonna fight back and we're gonna win because JRPG. But we don't. We just run. We just straight up just run away from the problem, and for the game itself, that sucks. I will admit, for the grand scheme of the franchise, it's gonna make for a very interesting Xenoblade 4, I think. But it sucks for Xenoblade X.
Yeah, getting there
Yeah.
sucks. But now that we're there, it's like, okay, well, this will be interesting, but
Yeah.
having to get there sucked.
That's kind of just sums up a lot of what I think about the epilogue. Is it's not a good X follow up, but it brings a lot of promise with it for the franchise as a whole.
Yeah.
For the greater good.
I don't know that I'd go that far, but I'm sure it's gonna be fun. I'm sure Xenoblade 4, whatever they're cooking, I'll like it regardless. But
Monolith Soft, give me Elma and Xenoblade 4 and my life is yours.
I would be surprised if she wasn't in there somehow, some way, or at least referenced if it's like another 1,000 years in the future or something.
They always like
don't-
kind of jumping forward in time.
I don't want it to be a future. I want it to just take that. I would be so angry, right? If they set up all of this big crossover mumbo jumbo and they don't cross it over. If we just immediately jump cut to a billion million years in the future of Xenoblade 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 X world, I'm gonna be so mad because at
I'm
least
too
let them.
attached to these characters.
Yeah, and if you're gonna uproot the entire cast of Xenoblade X and put them into what is presumably the Xenoblade 3 world, at least let them interact. At least let us watch them on screen interact and play the characters. Please.
Yeah.
Don't.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I was just say don't just end their arcs right there, and have someone else deal with it.
I can
Yeah.
definitely see them like
Dude.
jumping like 1,000 years in the future and then
Yeah.
being like, oh, here are some flashbacks like halfway through the game, being like, oh, this is when Elma and gang arrived to the planet, and this
I
is
mean,
how things changed.
I
And
could definitely see it.
I can see that.
I can see
And
it.
I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't mind that, but at the same time, I also would like to see Elma and I guess Shulk wouldn't really be there anymore, huh? But
They would. If the
even though
game
he's
takes
part of the conduit,
what?
even though he's part of the conduit now,
What do you mean by that?
like at the end of Future Redeemed.
No, he.
Oh.
So at the end of
No.
Future Redeemed, Shulk and Rex in Future Redeemed were just avatars of themselves. They're
Okay.
so after the end of
That's
Xenoblade 3
right. Fucking Origin. That's right.
Yeah.
Origin.
I always forget that's how they were. They weren't actually there, but they were, but they weren't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw someone once on Twitter.com describe it as you could see them more as heroic spirits from the Fate franchise, as opposed to
Fate!
actually them being there. Yeah, there's our Fate mention. But yeah. So at the end of that whole shabacle, the Iono stuff, everything in the worlds are back to normal, except the worlds are presumably just connected. We see Noah hear the Mio's flute at the end, so I assume it's already connected, and presumably the white whale shows up not too long after that. I would assume.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My
that was the white whale too the whole time.
white whale too. What a name! What a name! I think we already talked about that, but what a name! My theory for what's gonna happen is they're gonna show up like 10 years after the worlds merge. So that would put like Noah and Mio at the same age that they were, and we saw them in Xenoblade 3. And we could have we still have adult Shulk and adult Rex, and
They
we'd
look
have the
significantly happier with their wives
and
back.
not scarred by Alpha. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I think they're gonna do. I think we're gonna have Shulk, Rex, Noah and Mio, and Elma and everyone together. That would be my theory.
Epic.
Curious who the villain will be in that.
I think it's gonna be the ghosts, to be honest. I think those are the. I think
Yeah,
that's
they gotta.
that's what they're setting up for the big threat.
Yeah.
Is the ghosts? I mean, because we know the ghosts follow the Ares. We brought the Ares with us. They're gonna eventually follow, and also, Xenoblade One World is already still scarred from all the weird conduit stuff. So
Yeah.
they're gonna show up, and
So like, yeah, I think. Oh, I had something in mind. What was it? Oh yeah, the planet now has a ring. It has a cool Saturn like ring around it.
yeah, that's the next big.
It's a different planet.
It's a whole different planet. That's no peace looking at the
That's the-
timeline anymore. That's gonna be what they're gonna talk about for the next 2 years.
That's the something about that planet.
People are going to be saying that's not the same planet from Future Redeemed because there's a ring around it, guys. It's just this isn't. You're delusional. This is obviously a Xenosaga reference.
This
You're
is
connecting it to Xenosaga, guys. Any
Excopium.
minute now. you guys just like X too much. This isn't it. I'm like, okay. I'm just waiting for all those arguments.
It's gonna be the ring is the next radio. That's all I'm gonna say. I think I think the ring is a red herring. That's my opinion. I think that
Agreed.
it's meant to be there to put you off and make you think that it's not the same planet, but I think it's going to be the same planet. They literally showed flashbacks to Xenoblade 1, 2, and 3 in Xenoblade X. They're setting up for a crossover, guys. I don't see it being anything else. Now, I did see an interesting theory that says that like it's just like Mira 2.0 and that this is all just going to be a big cycle. That's interesting, I guess. But again, I just
No, thank you.
I don't know that I see it really. You know?
I don't
Yeah.
think that'll happen. I don't think X is successful enough for them to like make another
No.
X game. Unfortunately,
No.
I love X, but like I don't think they'll ever do a standalone
Yeah.
X game again.
Yeah, I don't think we know sales numbers at this time for definitive edition.
Yeah, it'll be a while until we know
Hmm.
it. But even then, I think they've, considering how the epilogue went, I think they're like, okay, we're done with X. Go
Yeah,
goodbye. Going back to the main games.
it definitely seems like not only were they done with it, but it almost feels like they were embarrassed by it.
Yeah.
Like they really just, you know,
Sorry for X, guys. We won't do it again.
yeah. I my biggest piece of copium is that they didn't kill the Avatar. I was for
Yeah.
sure. The second that I knew that they were going to leave the Mira, I was like, the Avatar's dying at the end of this game.
Yep.
And then they do the fake out death, and I was like, that's it, because we can't have the non-speaking player Avatar in Xenoblade 4. We got to get an excuse to get rid of them, and they didn't, and that's very interesting to me. So my copium is that the next game in the series is going to be like you play as the Avatar. You transfer your save data. It lets you pick your Avatar data from X Definitive Edition, and you crash land or whatever, or get up on this planet, and you explore as your Avatar from the perspective of in LA and everything. You explore the new combined world of 1 and 2, and you go to the different world locations. You find the colonies. You meet the other characters and everything. I think that's a cool idea. I don't know that they're gonna do it, but I think that sounds cool.
That
I'll
would
tell
be
you what
neat.
I see. I see us having new story protagonists made for us. We don't control an avatar character, and Cross is somebody mentioned in a log or memorial somewhere.
Uh,
And I don't want that, but that seems.
Cross made it to the planet and then died of a disease 2 weeks later. Like,
Real.
okay, well, all right, sure.
Yeah, the Mimi's his Mim didn't take to the planet well. Sorry, guys.
Yeah,
Man.
I don't know how they're gonna handle it, but I do hope that we can like send our save data forward, so at least our character shows up somehow, whether
Yeah,
that is
I think that'd be
in
cool.
memorial or if we actually get to play as them or see them again.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, that'd be real. Like, I mean, even if they don't do that route, what if what if they let your Cross be a party member later on? Like, what if?
Yeah,
I think that'd be fun.
That would be
That could be
based.
interesting.
I think it'd be very cool.
He can be the new goated hero character that's mysterious until we show up and it's cool.
Yeah, but I also just think that having a like the Avatar character is also just a good way to get up to speed, because obviously you could do a new character, yeah, but they would already know about that world and everything.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I
Yeah,
mean,
true.
so you have this convenient Avatar character who already doesn't speak, and obviously, I mean, even if you just do it as Elma or something as the main focus of Xenoblade 4, it's like still none of these guys know about this world. So you have a pretty convenient way to relay information to the player who's for some reason starting on Xenoblade 4 as their first game.
Yeah. But before we kind of go into Xenoblade 4 wishlist, anybody else have anything they want to say? Because I have a segment that I kind of want to introduce.
Oh boy, I don't have
Um,
anything.
I did want to touch a little bit on the Ares being an
Oh yeah.
Ouroboros because
Yeah,
it's
that's what I wanted to bring
oh
up
that was
too.
your
Like,
that was
no, no, no. That
oh,
wasn't my
okay.
main point, but that was something I did want to talk about before. Yeah, like that the thing clearly like the ghost cores and the Ares cores, they're clearly like the interlink
The
balls
dots line
from
up. It's all connected.
yeah.
To quote Elma. Um, yeah, no, it's Xenosaga. If you want to know more about the ghosts, play Xenosaga, I guess. Everybody.
So
Yeah,
true.
the gnosis or something.
Yeah.
The
Um,
Genesis.
the Genesis does what the ghosts don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I thought like how I thought the game was gonna end is like shut up Void, you stink. And everybody taps into the interlink power and the Ares gets its cores and it's Ares cores versus Void's cores.
That would have been cool.
And we went out, yeah. We pull a Gurren Lagann and our spiral power collects.
But I know the way that when Void spits out the cores, they do kind of form up in almost the exact same way as the Ouroboros from the End of Future Redeemed. And that whole segment is incredibly reminiscent of that entire final sequence of Future Redeemed.
Yeah. But I guess that didn't necessarily happen, so I'm like, oh, what was the point of making them look like that?
Well, I think it's just to connect it that they're the same kind of general power. Like
Oh yeah,
it all comes from the souls. It's like that soul power, basically, to put it
I
simply.
see.
Because Origin was the nexus of worlds that Alois was trapped in, like space between all the worlds, where all living beings came together. That, my friend, is Carl Jung. Carl Jung, the collective unconscious, a thing that
Yeah.
featured heavily in Xenosaga, and I that is also what Origin is. It is just an artificial version of that. All those souls came together, and the souls of the good guys formed the Ouroboros power. Just like how, evidently, I guess Void tapped into that via the conduit and instilled that power into the Ares. But then the Ares
Uh,
was destroyed, and then Elma's people remade the Ares and also made multiple of them. And then it gets really confusing, kind of.
A little
Because
bit.
I don't think they explained the backstory that well. I don't think they
I don't
could
think
have used
so
one or two
either.
more drafts. I think, but anyway,
Oh yeah, my question was also I had two more things to touch on. Is like how did they get the Vita out of the soup?
the Vita out of the soup.
Yeah, Vita was in soup
They don't
when
really
we
explain it.
Green
punched
soup
Leo.
goop.
Looks like
The green
yeah,
goop. I don't think they really explain it.
yeah,
I don't
Uh,
think so either. They're just
we
like, oh, okay, the Vita's back.
yeah. The
well,
Vita's back. I was like, oh okay.
we know that Void, his mind went back into it, and I guess he just, well, they
He woke
literally
up in
just
the
say it
sauce.
just disappeared, like it just disappeared
Uh,
without a trace from wherever I guess they were keeping an eye on it for some reason or
that
something.
that was a throwaway line, I guess.
Oh yeah, it was. We also don't know
And then oh yeah,
how Void even got there. Like,
well like he followed like I guess his
oh,
consciousness followed yeah Al out of the
Yeah.
rift.
I guess because he was there at the Battle of Earth, and I guess at that point he was yeah, it said he was defeated.
Yeah,
The
and then he got
Vita crash landed on Mira as an empty shell. So yeah, I guess it just kind of went with Al, I guess, or his consciousness went out of the Vita and back into the void.
mm.
Again, it's a little complicated. It's a little
And then also the Ares Prime was said to be a tandem scale in the original game
yes.
that required two people to operate, but that never happens.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah. I feel they like definitely. I feel they retconned the tandem scale. There's no other, like it's literally a one seater. Sure, like
Yeah.
Al and Lao stand in there with you, but that was not the
Oh
intention.
yeah, and then
Like it's
also like they said it needs a warm body to run, but we use it anyways. So.
yeah.
It was fun.
Oh,
Um,
you know what? I guess Al was standing in the scale with us, so that's okay.
I guess.
I guess.
Yes. I don't know. I thought they were just like, oh yeah, the Avatar is like the chosen one type archetype. Whatever, that's
Yeah.
fine. I'm like, oh, okay, sure.
Yeah, that is. I
Alright.
mean, pretty
Why
sure that's
not?
what they were doing.
Yeah.
Which is like the thing
Yeah.
that that I thought was cool that they didn't do, but X was never about the chosen one.
Yep.
But whatever. I do think my little theory is it's kind of like a meta thing. I don't know what the connection would be canonically, but in terms of like thematically, I think that because the avatar is meant to represent the player, I think that there's something there. I'm not exactly sure how I'd word it, but I think that
Maybe.
they're
I
doing.
guess I
I
can
think
see what you're getting at.
yeah,
I
I
guess
think
maybe.
it's like because it's you, the player. You are the
Yeah.
avatar. You can connect your
You can
mind to the
control the
Vita
Aries.
from a thematic. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. What's it? So here's my special little segment. Welcome to Phantom T's Definitive Edition corner, where I
Oh
kind
boy.
of uh, complain about things that Definitive Edition lacks compared to the other two Definitive Edition or the other Definitive Edition we have, and that is the or rather even Xenoblade 3. There's no amiibo compatibility or amiibo for this game.
Where's my
Sad.
Elma amiibo?
I need
Yeah.
Elma amiibo. But also, fashion gear. This was the game to introduce fashion gear. And I want costumes from other Xenoblade games. I need my fan service slop.
Fan slop.
Yeah, I need to wield the Monado again for the
Of
third
course.
time.
Of course.
Yes. I
Uh,
also on fashion
yeah,
gear. This I guess is something we could have brought up earlier, but I don't like how they don't let you do like a naked form for the headgear. Like you kind
yeah,
of just have to have headgear on, or you have to completely disable it entirely
Yeah.
in the menu, and
Same.
it's weird. They
yeah.
also
It is weird.
they also another thing that Xenoblade One Definitive Edition had. You could customize all that and customize your weapon skin in that game. And I don't know why they didn't do that
True.
for this one either.
I would love
Yeah,
the
no
weapon skin
weapon.
for X. That would have been really nice because some
Yeah.
of
That
them
would have
are
been,
not good
yeah,
with certain outfits.
Yeah.
so real. I
Uh,
miss that so much. Also, Xenoblade Chronicle Definitive Edition gave you a neat little bonus for having save data of Xenoblade Chronicles 2. No other game in the series thanks you for playing the other games in such a fashion. I'm a loyal customer, Monolith Soft.
yeah. If you played Xenoblade 1, 2, and 3, Alois looks at the camera and says, "Hey, I see you played these other games in the series. I also like those games."
I love those.
Hi guys, thanks for playing Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition. Thank you for supporting Monolith Soft throughout the years. You're awesome.
And then Tatsu looks at the camera and says, "Who friend talking to?"
Oh yeah, you know what? The Napon Archsage is also absent from X.
Yeah,
That's true.
but I mean, we already
No.
had challenge mode, so I guess they felt it was redundant.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I felt like he was a bit of a subtle component of the multiverse in
Yeah,
Xenoblade.
it would have
So
been fun to see him, even if it's just like
yeah,
as an Easter egg.
yeah.
Yeah, you're right. It is a bad game, actually. Now that I think about it,
It's bad
What?
because no art sage.
no
No,
fun
no
art
fun art.
sage. We can't
They
have
never
like
explained the sword, the legendary sword of legendariness, and they never explained how Tatsu knows about Frontier Village.
Or hom homs.
or yeah.
Yeah,
I still think that the original intention of X was probably that it was gonna be that Mira was gonna be the original Bionis world that Shulk made.
Yeah.
I think that
I
was
still fully believe that.
yeah.
That was my theory as well back in the day. I was like, oh yeah, and then like maybe Alvis is kind of like controls the world now, and that's why he
Mm.
kept them on life support or something like that.
Oh yeah.
That
This-
was, or the conduit somehow was tied to the to Mira.
That would have been
That was
interesting,
my
yeah.
theory. But nope, guess not.
Nope.
Guess not.
Who cares? Mira's
There's
no one cares about Mira anymore.
there's nothing
This
about there's
planet.
nothing about this planet.
There's nothing about this planet.
Oh,
Ugh.
man.
Fine.
It's fine. Not really.
yeah,
but-
and then
Oh,
other than that, I think all the trademarks of a definitive edition Xenoblade are covered.
yeah. I mean, all in all, as a package, it's good. It's really good. But
Yeah.
there's so many issues with that epilogue. It makes me angry.
It also
I guess-
upsets me.
I guess L is just okay with leaving all his other member races behind. We do.
I,
Who? Where is L's family? Is he the
Doesn't
only one?
matter.
I guess. Well, he is now. Don't- he didn't invite any of his friends aboard the White Whale.
Yeah, we didn't get to invite them. That would have been a good opportunity to really meet them, you know?
Yeah, you know what? Instead of spending time collecting genetic data with that one guy, elaborate on L species a little bit. I don't know.
that would have
You
been
don't-
great, but nah, Elle is just such a nothing character even at the end. I'm like, man, they couldn't even like give him a character arc really, and it's so
No.
upsetting. I
Yeah,
like him, but like,
he really doesn't even have an arc even in his affinity missions. It's crazy.
yeah,
He's just there, like Celica.
yeah.
Well, Celica officially has more lore now.
Yeah,
True.
a little bit. I also wish
little bit.
wish Tatsu. They didn't completely sideline Tatsu.
Yeah.
And Tatsu having a
It's
character arc would have
serious
been hard.
time.
Yeah.
Shut up, comic relief. Lynn didn't cook. Maybe she made a food joke about Tatsu. I can't
No, I
remember.
don't think she did. I would have liked.
What a fucking ripoff.
I would have liked in a full scale X sequel to give Tatsu like an arc, right? Like,
True.
have the main party for some reason lose, and
Tatsu
Tatsu.
gets an arc
Yeah,
when Tora gets an
Tatsu.
arc.
He comes up, he stands up, and he protects Lin, and he buys everyone enough time to get back up, and they win. And now he plays Tatsu as a party member.
Yeah.
That would have been fun.
I think in Xenoblade Chronicles 4, it's going to be 300 years in the future, and Lin is dead, but you run into the legendary chef Tatsu, who learns to become a chef through his old friend Lin, and then we all start crying because Lin is dead. We're like, oh, Tatsu has grown so much.
Man, that sure would be something.
No.
That would be
No.
something.
It's gonna happen. Chef Tatsu.
Yeah, we do need Chef Tatsu in the next game. She can be the Nopon cooking character.
Yeah. True.
Manana mentioned.
Nana mentioned.
Meh, meh.
Meh, meh, meh.
Yeah,
You know,
meh,
Tatsu,
meh, meh.
Tatsu actually, he says meh, meh, meh in this game. You know, before before Xenoblade 2, all his mehs in this game were like meh. Like that kind of very subtle kind of meh. But now he literally
Yeah.
says meh, meh, meh very prominently. I wonder who did the localization for this game. Anyway,
I don't know, honestly.
yeah,
Surely it's in the credits.
I mean, for sure. You know, another nitpick about that is we don't get another credits ending theme. It just kind of
Yeah, it just ends.
Yeah, you
It's like,
just-
okay, yeah, sure. I was expecting another credits, but no.
they fade out to the on the planet, the shot of the White Whale 2 coming to the planet, and then bam, Monolith logo.
Yep.
No
You can
credits
now
theme.
play as Luigi.
You can now
Super Luigi Chronicles.
Hell yeah.
Then every time you die to a boss too often, the new prompt is to use the super guide.
Yeah.
Now that would be peak. That would make it all worth it.
Yeah, well, I think I don't
Oh,
know.
man.
I'm not like Xenoblade X is not my one true love in the Xenoblade franchise. I have a lot to learn about it.
Yeah.
Even still.
Much to learn.
So like I don't know. I feel like the new epilogue is neat. It's neat.
I've seen people say that it's the worst thing that's ever come out of the Xeno franchise. It's
Okay.
terrible. I hate it.
Hold on now.
It's like it's not that bad, guys. I mean,
No. It's still enjoyable.
It's-
throughout.
Yeah.
Like, even though like there are a lot of plot things I don't agree with, I was having a good time
if
during the final segments. I was like, okay, this slaps.
it's
This is
so
great.
good. It is so good. If it was not a continuation of X, it would be incredible. But
Yeah, I agree. I think
that ties it
because
down.
it betrays X's theme
Yeah.
so much. So that's what makes me so grumpy with it.
yeah,
But I still think it's a really fun ride.
Yeah, I would-
overall.
really have hardly any qualms with it otherwise.
Yeah.
And the action scenes aren't super prevalent in X, really. There's
Yeah, no.
a handful, and you know we eat good, as they say in the epilogue with the
True.
action scenes.
Oh yeah. Didn't you also mention something about Professor B last night?
Oh yeah, that was just yeah. So Professor B's side quest is all about like he's a time traveler. He's from like a million years in the future, and
Okay, now that you say that, I take a lot of issues with that. Now I think about it.
yeah, he's from like he says he's like I'm what humans might look like several million years in the future.
Oh my
And
God.
because he's a time traveler, and you make the
Yeah.
Back to the Future reference, and it doesn't work. It does work. He time travels. He leaves, but you follow up on the quest later, and it's like I didn't actually time travel at all. I just transported to another part of Mira, and it's like when you talk to him post his side quest chain, he says something to the effect of like there's something about the planet that's preventing him from time traveling. Like
God.
why would that be the case? if and so a literal time traveler. If you choose to believe him, which I mean, why wouldn't you? I feel like he's
Right.
believable enough, but a time traveler can't time travel out of the planet. The ganglion cannot leave the gravity of the planet. What's going on? Nothing, I guess. Forget about it,
Nothing.
kitten.
Don't care. Didn't
Don't
ask.
worry about it. You're thinking too much. Stop that.
Yeah. No, I mean, I can believe the Ares could escape, but still, whatever. I
Yeah.
don't know. It's just,
The white whale too could escape.
yeah. There's just so much about the game. There's so many little mysteries. Like what was up? Why did the Telethia have a connection to the Orpheon? What's up with that? We don't. I guess we'll never know. Like, I think they even mentioned in the art book that, yeah, I think in the Xenoblade X art book, it mentions like Koldros. One of the notes is like it resembles old Roth, and like I think the implication was that like that was like a chunk of Roth, like for the Rothians' planet on Mira. And that's been one of the biggest theories for a long time is that like Mira takes chunks from other planets and like pieces them together or something like that. And it's like that would have been a really interesting plot point to look into.
Been sick.
Like Ionios.
Yeah,
True.
pretty much. Again, I think a good part of this is that excuse me. I think they just used up all their ideas from X they were gonna do. I think they used them in Xenoblade 3. I really genuinely
That would make
think
sense.
that
Yeah.
a lot of their ideas were used in 3, and that's why I guess they just didn't want to follow up on it. They already said, well, we used all these themes already, so let's
And
just
that's
throw
why
them
3 is peak, because it's secretly Xenoblade Chronicles 2. X2, X2,
X
X2.
to it.
It's
No,
secretly X2.
it really is like it does feel like almost a spiritual successor to X
Yeah,
in some
a
way.
little bit. I can definitely see it.
Yeah, but
Even the Full Metal Jaguar class is retained.
I literally screamed when I first played the game and I saw that. Like I heard Gray's art call out. He said "violent streak," and I started screaming.
Yeah.
It was peak.
What?
But yeah, no, like
Yeah.
or
The only bad thing about 3 is that it doesn't have Elma.
that's true. Elma and Xenoblade 3's art style would have been so beautiful.
True. Oh,
We
she would've
needed
been
to see
so
that.
gorgeous as always.
Yes. Um.
Well,
Yeah, like
I think I've
Origin.
exhausted my mind.
Yeah, that's why because your brain is small.
Wow.
Your brain doesn't have enough Xenoblade in it. You need to get more Xenoblade.
True.
But like Origin.
I'm making my way through Xenogears, and I plan on actually playing Xenosaga because apparently Xenosaga 1 is the peak of the trilogy, so I hear.
Hmm. But like Origin, by the way, the ghost ship at the beginning of X looks like almost identical to Origin. Just another fun little detail for you
True.
gamers. Again, another hint at it possibly all being linked to the collective unconscious kind of deal.
Yeah. Well, we we gotta wait until Xenoblade Chronicles 4 to get all the
Xenoblade
answers.
Can't
Chronicles
wait.
4.
See you gamers in 3 years.
Can't wait, gamers. With
For $80. I mean, what?
it's gonna be like $100 at this point.
Yeah, true. 120 actually.
120. Well, twitch.tv/manwithdxx. Do you have anything else to add?
Oh, thank you for calling me by my full legal name.
Your full-
Twitch.tv. I don't have anything to add, but it was good to talk about Xenoblade X because like no one else is being it. I'm like, can you guys hurry up so I can
Yeah.
bitch about the epilogue?
Yeah,
Sorry,
same.
I was just
Can I
not
consume
family friendly
content,
there.
please?
Sorry, I know this channel is historically family friendly.
Very historically family friendly. I was literally I was playing that game and I was like about to explode. I was like, I can't yell at anyone about this.
I need the artist to just pump out Elma art every hour of every day now.
We need more content. I want Mia. I want Mia art. I want Mia content. Where's Mia? Where's Celica, Sulika? Where's Neil Nail? Where's Al?
Yeah, like there's so many characters to be loved in this game, and I'd like the community to show them as much love as Pyra and Mithra get alone.
I don't know that that's gonna happen, but
No, that's not gonna happen.
We can
but
get maybe
it's what they
more ag
deserve.
tier.
More than tier, yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
golly,
maybe.
I love Xenoblade.
Even Fiora is getting more art.
She
Finally.
deserves it. I love
She
Fiora.
does. It
Yeah,
took it
I also
took
love Fiora.
20
Guilty.
years.
I love Lucky 7.
Same.
Well, thanks guys.
Thanks for
Um,
having me on, Mew.
Yeah, this was fun. I like this.
Yeah.
We need to play more games and talk about more games now, because this is
True.
what the fans want.
Yeah, true. This is what they've been clamoring for.
This is what everyone's been waiting for, the Mamo DXX collab.
And we didn't even talk about Fire Emblem once.
That's true. We did it.
Best video
We did
on
it.
the channel,
We did it.
actually.
Congrats, everyone.